Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another Chubbs Reviews. And today, well, back on another Monday, back to my new uploading schedule. Mondays and Fridays are game reviews. Wednesdays will be something else reviewed, Marvel movies. Um, but here we are with Borderlands, the pre-sequel, a game that this review shouldn't be too long. It's not really going to be detailed. I played this game a while ago. I played it after I beat Borderlands 2, before Borderlands 3 came out. And funny story, like I'm a pretty big Borderlands fan in general, and that's might be some bias in this. I don't know, um, but I'm a Borderlands fan. Borderlands 3 is kind of the reason I started the YouTube channel. I've always had the idea, but when Borderlands 3 came out, so many people were hating on the game, and I liked it. I actually kind of loved it. At the time, I think updates have kind of hindered the game a bit since then. But when Borderlands 3 came out, I thought it was as good as my review. Obviously, it's probably not like I didn't speak that great in it, but it is my first review ever, Borderlands 3. And here we are today with Borderlands the pre-sequel, a game I played, like I said, after Borderlands 2. But I'm reviewing this one first because if you end up playing this today, you're probably wondering to play it because you got the Handsome Collection for free or just got it in general for like $15. Totally recommend $20 easily. Maybe not for this game in particular. The pre-sequel is kind of like the Arkham Origins of the Borderlands game. It's not that good. It's just not as good as the other ones. Not nearly as good. It's not as funny. Not as good as a story. Not as great characters to choose from, classes or whatever. But anyway, Borderlands is a first-person looter shooter and PVE type game, which I loved. I got to do couch co-op with my brother with this game, and it's basically the only reason that you would really want to play this is if you're a Borderlands fan and you want to know more about Handsome Jack and his backstory, kind of about how he became Handsome Jack. Handsome Jack is the main villain of Borderlands 2 and probably my second favorite villain of all time next to Darth Vader. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's up there. Um, I just think he's amazing. He's very charismatic, funny, hits you where it hurts, and was downright evil. And in this, he's not evil yet. He's kind of a dick, but he starts off subtle, and slowly kind of changes in that, and that's what you get to see evolve, and kind of why he became the way he was. In Borderlands 2, he kind of have you know, shit like he wears a mask on of his face on top of his face because he gets a scar in Borderlands 2. You learn how he gets that scar in this game. You learn about a lot of things in the Borderlands universe if you're a Borderlands fan. You learn how things are explained, and some of it's kind of it shoves it in your face. I remember it was like constantly saying, "Oh, this is why these our enemies in Borderlands 2 were invisible snipers," or "This is why they were robots," or blah blah blah. But the overall like change of Handsome Jack is very subtle and I think well paced. The game itself isn't very greatly well paced. It starts off very slow. Story wise, I mean the gameplay is it's Borderlands 2 gameplay over again, and that is some of my favorite gameplay of all time. Except you're on the moon in Hyperion or whatever. It's the Hyperion moon. I don't know. It's one of the moons in the game. The big one. I kind of forgot what it's called. But so some parts of the game you have like a double jump and a excuse me, and there's no gravity, so you float about. But there's also an introduction of oxygen mask, in which if you're out on space with no gravity, you have a limited oxygen. You can walk over cracks in the floor, go inside to get oxygen refilled. I guess people complained about this a lot when the game came out. Wasn't a problem for me or my brother in our playthrough. It was very simple, and some of the masks you got even gave you bonuses. It was like another piece of gear, so it was pretty cool. Um, Overall gear itself was pretty good throughout the entire experience. I was constantly getting new stuff. I remember it was actually one of the better looting throughout. I didn't get stuck with one gun for too long before I wanted to try another one. So this Borderlands, you get 4 guns to choose from. I'm pretty sure there's 4 in that. They slowly open up spots for you, and there you get your mods and all types of shit. Borderlands 2 graphics, same thing. The entire comedy of the game wasn't that great. 2K Australia mainly made the game, so every voice actor is Australian, and even some of the jokes are Australian jokes, which you're not going to get if you're American, or from anywhere else. So yeah, hit or miss there, but I think the depthness to the world, the characters you get to play as, I played as Claptrap, the famous Claptrap. Yeah, played through him as in the game. I wouldn't recommend it as your first playthrough. I really recommend it to anyone. It was fun for me if you want a laughable time because his skills are one team based, and I like play with me and my brother, and two they're kind of random, and they even kind of make your team. They kind of troll your team at some points because Claptrap is a kind of a meme, funny figure in the Borderlands world. But he was a lot of fun to play as, and then my brother played as Handsome Jack's doppelganger, which is Timothy Doppelganger. He just looks like Handsome Jack, So we kind of played through as like a meme playthrough. You can also play through as Athena, which is why this game is called a pre-sequel. It's played through as, I think it's after the first game, but before the second game. So, because they're talking to Athena, getting memories from her, and you're playing through as a flashback of her telling the adventure of Handsome Jack, pretty much. You got Athena, you got Wilhelm, which is a boss in Borderlands 2. So he turns into a bad guy for whatever reason. Spoiler. Um, I was trying to think who else. I'm not gonna be able to think. There's a mage. Not a mage. It is a mage, but they call him something else. I can't even. I don't know why I can't think of what they're called. I haven't played Borderlands in a while. This is a bad review. But anyway, God, what are they called? There's only like 7 of them in the world in that game. Sirens. They're called sirens, right? Yeah, yeah. Sirens are the mages. I spent a minute thinking about that. But there's a siren as usual. Athena's like a gladiator. Wilhelm and Claptrap, and then the DLCs was Handsome Jack and Aurelia, which was a boss in Borderlands 3, and actually had a lot of detail in her life in Borderlands 3. She turns out to be Hammerlock's brother. Her name's Aurelia Hammerlock. So it's all interesting, and I don't know why I just did that. But yeah, I guess I wasted your guys' time long enough. Like I said, it gives some insight into Handsome Jack's world. I do like the gameplay in itself. The story is kind of bland. It's not super entertaining, but it's not too long. I don't think this game wastes your time. It's like 15 hours long at the most. And I think that's solid for an overall looting experience with a satisfying ending. The ending's good, and the last few hours of the game are pretty good, story-wise even. Um, and Handsome Jack's not a complete dick, but you see him turn into it for sure. Um, yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. Check you guys in my next review. Maybe in my Borderlands 2 review sooner or later. I really love that game. I need to take a special time to talk about it. My final verdict for this game is going to be a 7 out of 10. I was really tempted to go even lower, but truthfully, I a little bit of hype here. I liked pre-sequel. I think you should play it before you play Borderlands 2 if you get the Handsome Collection, because it'll make you appreciate Borderlands 2 that much more. And it's not too long, especially if you're playing with a friend. Just like the loot, just like the gameplay, and you'll get through it. Enjoy some of the scenes, some of the dialogue kind of drags, but I think it's still a 7 out of 10. It's almost a 6. It's a slight 7, but it's a 7. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.